How you doing, everyone? I hope everyone's feeling pretty good. Obviously, it's just a time of the night. Obviously, like I said, where people are not going to they're not going to be feeling too good. So, like I say all the time, and I'm going to continue to say, you're not alone. Everyone's has gone through this, and people are going through it now. You're not the only one. There are literally thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are going through this all around the world. You have to learn how to manage it. And by what I mean by managing it is, you have to protect this and this because at the end of the day, those are the two things that are going to matter. They're going to determine, what course you're going to take, what action you're going to take in your life. Um, Obviously, if you're not getting a divorce, you just separate it and you can rekindle um, your life back with your wife. Go ahead, by all means, do it. But as always, you need to change everything that you do. You have to be the person that she met, not the person who you are, because this is why you're in this situation, like I've said before. And for those of you that are going through a divorce, you know what you have to do. You have to, you know, give yourself peace of mind here and here and realize that you gave it a shot. And at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. Some of us took a few years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, even 25 years. Some of us didn't want a divorce. It just happens. Sometimes you don't communicate anymore. You don't do the things you used to do anymore. You sleep and sit in different rooms, different beds. You don't go out and do anything anymore. You just you drifted away. And sometimes that's why people get a divorce, right? Just life. It's going to hurt. Obviously, unless it's mutual. Obviously, if it's mutual, then it's a little different because it's something you both wanted. You can't forget who you were married to. Like they didn't exist. Like the last 10, 11, 12 years didn't mean anything because that's going to be a part of your life. That person is going to always be a part of your life forever. Even if you didn't have kids. It's just someone that you were married to, you was committed to, you were obligated to, you did everything with for years. You had a life. And, somewhere down the road, somebody took a detour, and checked out, and this is where you are now, right here, home by yourself, indoors in the evening, watching movies, not feeling good, probably don't want to eat, you can't sleep. These are all the things that you're going to go through, and you're going to go through it for a while. You really are. Like I said, this isn't going to happen overnight. It's not. It's just something that these are small little steps that you're going to have to take. It's just like an AA meeting. You have to take small steps to heal yourself, to get healthy, and to be better. It's really the same principle. The only difference is that we're dealing with your heart, your mind here, very delicate. So you have to use extreme caution with that because you can go down this road and it'll be a long time before you recover, or if you recover at all. You can get depressed, stressed out. It's gonna happen. It really is. You have to live by yourself now, which means that you have all the responsibilities of all the bills. Just one income now, not a dual income anymore. I had to do that. I had to, put everything in my name now. I live by myself. I live alone. And I don't have a problem with that because, like I said, I am feeling pretty good. I'm on the ups, and I feel good about it. I'm getting used to being here in this house. Don't get me wrong, I still have my ups and downs, but I'm more ups than downs, that's for sure. it's still a process for me over here because divorce isn't going to be finalized for a couple of months. But like I said, I've been thinking about expediting this, which I explained a couple of days ago, and I haven't went through it yet because I'm still thinking about it. I mean, it's inevitable anyway. Maybe there's something there that's telling me just wait a little bit longer. Maybe she'll come back. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think she is, but I'm just gonna let it run its course to see what happens. Just make if you have kids, just make sure you see your kids on a regular basis. They're gonna want to see you, and you're gonna want to see them because anything that's gonna bring you joy, hanging out with your kid, especially if they're like a toddler, little teenager. I mean, if they're 18 years old, older adults, it's a little different. I mean, they have their own lives now, and they probably don't like what's going through between you and your wife or your husband, but they're older now. They understand that people just change and fall out of love, just the way it is. So you have to find something to do now, whether you want to stay single or you want just wait it out before you meet someone else, till you feel ready and you're confident enough that you feel good enough to start dating again. That'd be great too, obviously. But for some people, it might take a little longer. I mean, I'm not ready, that's for sure. I'm gonna probably go out and dates and stuff like that. But in terms of being with someone serious, that's not something I'm ready for right now because I still think about my wife. Believe it or not, I still do. I was thinking about her today, and it kind of made me sad a little bit because I don't see her. I have to communicate with her on text, in terms of my daughter, but I don't see her. I don't hear from her. I miss her. I do. I really do miss my wife. You know what I mean? I miss hugging her, kissing her, goofing off with her, having dinner together, going out and doing things. I really do because I'm single, but obviously it's different for her. She's with someone else, so she doesn't feel like that. I just hope that the decision she make, it's not gonna, bite her in the rear end because it might. When you have people talking in your ear, like her parents were doing. I mean, her parents are. I mean, that's her kid at the end of the day, but and they love her. But I think parents should really stay out of it unless it's physical, mentally abusing. If you're mentally abusive, then it's not. Then I can see the parents interjecting. Getting in there and uh, saying something negative about you, and obviously getting your wife or your husband to leave you. But if you just had, just issues like we did, arguing over dumb stuff, petty stuff that's rectifiable. But it just when someone is just done and checked out, there's nothing really you can do about it. And that's the hard part for me. I'm really pissed off about that. I really am because I think it was definitely fixable. And I'll never know now because she's with someone else. And that's the hard part. I think that's the hard part that I deal with a little bit the most. The fact that, when she got involved with someone, she just had tunnel vision and she forgot about the last 11 years we were with. I mean, who she was with. It's like it didn't existed. But you can't, I can't look at it like that because that was a part of my life. And now that I went through that and was hurt by that, it changed me. It really did. I am no longer that person I was. That's for sure. I think the next person I get involved with seriously is going to benefit from it, really, because I'm going to know what not to do. Trust me. And I hope you do the same. I hope that when you're ready to date someone, go back into the scene and maybe settle down, you realize that the person you were wasn't good, You needed to change. You don't want to keep bouncing from relationships to relationships, especially if you're getting older like we are. Um, you want to be in a healthy relationship. You might want to even be in the same relationship that you were in with your wife, but you're gonna know what not to do. You do things differently. Obviously, don't argue over petty stuff, and don't stop sleeping in the same bed together. And if you get in an argument, just sleep in the same bed. Like I said, sometimes when you wake up in the morning and everything calm down, you can talk about it. She probably won't be as mad. Like I said, leave the house if you have to. Don't sit there and argue over dumb stuff. Don't risk your marriage over dumb petty stuff. It's not worth it at the end of the day, especially if you love each other. Um, like I told my wife earlier, I would when we had problems, but I would have dealt with it, and I wouldn't have, bailed on her like that. I would have stuck it out. I personally would have stuck it out because a lot of times when you're going through something like that, you're having problems, whether it's a year or two, like for me it was 2 years, if you recover and you know what you want from each other, it can create a better bond. Your marriage can be stronger. You can appreciate each other more. Some people will have, go through things like that, and it's life is going to try you, and you have to overcome that. That's why sometimes you have to persevere. If you can make it, that's good. It's just bad energies everywhere. Bad energies everywhere. This is why you have to be very resilient and just respect each other. Fighting, nobody wants to fight in a relationship, but it happens. It's how you fight and what happens afterwards. But um, people are going to be going through this right now. It's going to be tough. This is why I make these videos. You have insight on how you can deal with it. Just not just my video, but you can go see other videos, other channels, and read some books, therapy, stuff like that. All that stuff works. And that's what you want to do. I think it will help you out a lot. Um, yeah, so I have all these videos, I have the short ones and the long ones. You should get a chance, just go check them out. They have a lot of good insight and a lot of stuff on there that you can learn from. I talk about the same things a lot sometimes, but it's just I'm only doing that to just just to instill in people how important it is to stop doing the stuff that you're doing, you know, you know, with your significant other. If you separate it, if you get a divorce, what you have to do, what you don't do. If you get on social media, don't bother her. Don't get angry. Don't stalk her. It's not good. It's not good for you either. It's not good for her. And then if you think about if you think that you're gonna get back with your wife, that's something you definitely don't want to do because that's all pushback. You'll never get her back. You'll never get a second chance. You gotta remember you have to be the person who you were when you first met, not the person who you are now. It's important. So again, watch those videos I have, subscribe to my channel, leave a notification, hit that bell, leave comments. Like I said, I always go back and watch, read those comments. I don't have a problem doing that, and I will respond to your comments. Leave one. It's important. And it's always just be strong up here for yourself, for your kid, here too. Those are the two most important things right here. You get this rectified, I guarantee you, every day is going to be much easier for you. It is. It's going to be much easier. Might take a little longer. It might take, it might be a little quicker, but it's, you have to heal. Let it run its course. And it's good to have a support system. That's what you want. Family, friends, get out of the house. That's what I didn't have one. That's why it's taking me a little longer. For most of you, it might not take as long because if you do what I'm asking you to do, you can certainly get by this in a few months instead of a whole year. I'm still going through it, but what I went through, I really don't want anyone to go through that. I care about you. I care about people in general. I love people. I don't like seeing people being hurt like that. It's brutal. You don't know. People don't know what you're going through unless they went through it. It's just a fact. I don't care if they're family members or friends. I mean, their support system is great, but they don't know what you're going through unless you're talking to someone who went through it. They know the kind of pain that you're going to be in, how stressed you're going to be. It's gonna be overwhelming at times. You're not going to know what to do. This is why you have to be very vigilant, man, and walk that walk. You crawl out of the pit. Once you crawl out of that pit, you can start walking in the direction that you want to go in, away from the pit. That's what it's all about. So again, be strong up here. Be strong here. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Take care.